coming up on Design Science. Did you know that the smallest room in your home can sometimes make the biggest impression? Most people think interior design is all about picking out pretty things. Well, I have a little secret for you. At the heart of every fabulous home design is science. I'm Julie Couch, and I'm here to help you take out the guesswork using tried and true formulas. Together, we'll explore the theories that lead to guaranteed gorgeous interiors. This is Design Science. Just because a space is small doesn't mean it can't be fabulous. For powder rooms, mudrooms, and even pantries, I like to use an approach I lovingly refer to as bite-sized elegance. It's a simple philosophy and formula that allows for high drama in even the most unexpected places. The right colors, fabrics, and using the whole space can create something truly beautiful. When you think about a space called a mudroom, you don't necessarily think of a big chandelier and glamorous wallpaper. Lots of times we think about the foyer and we make it really beautiful when our guests come in, but we don't really think about how we come in every day. I really wanted to create something really special because I knew this was the way that my children and I would enter every day, and I wanted to have plenty of space for them to come in, put their backpacks up so we knew where they were in the next morning, which feels much more peaceful when we're not looking for a rogue shoe. When I planned the room, I had everything open because I thought it would be more accessible, it'd be more likely they would use it. I quickly learned that it looked very messy and very cluttered. Since then, every time I work on a house with a client, we put everything behind doors because over time, it just adds up, and the last thing you want to do when you enter your home is have clutter. So it's a really nice way to make your home feel neat and tidy when you come in. A great way to make it feel a little glamorous and a little more special is to do things like add a chandelier. This one's fairly large. You can add a chandelier from a flea market. You can get it rewired at a hardware store. It's very, very simple, and you have instant glamour. With this wallpaper, I wanted an animal print, but I wanted something that was neutral so I could change my art, I could change things around. If you're worried about longevity of a wallpaper or durability, there are tons of fantastic vinyl wall coverings that are pretty indestructible. It's what they use in doctor's offices. Now there are fantastic ones that look very residential. You can use those in powder rooms or mud rooms. It's really a great layer to add that just adds instant fun. One thing that's really important to me, and I do this in almost every space when we use wallpaper, I never do an accent wall. I feel like it's unfinished, and I feel like oftentimes your eye goes to the walls that are not covered. And I also love to take it all the way to the ceiling. If you can wrap everything in the same material, it really feels so finished and so grand and so glamorous. And I think that's what I really wanted to accomplish in here. I wanted functionality, but I did devote a little bit of my budget to making this room much more special. If wallpaper feels like a big step, an easy way to balance the look is with simple accents, like this black door and the black storage cabinets. It dilutes the pattern and simplifies for the eye. Powder rooms are probably my favorite small spaces because they are the perfect place to do something a little dramatic and create this beautiful jewel box. When you're thinking about planning your powder room, you want to do something more special. So if that's a wall covering like we did here in this gorgeous color and a bold scale, automatically sets the mood, makes it feel very full and finished. If you don't do wall covering, maybe that is a wall mount faucet or that's a basin sink, something that's unique that you wouldn't see in other bathrooms. You can see in here we have this show-stopping wallpaper. Totally creates a mood. It's a really special moment. So when you come in, you have gorgeous color, you have beautiful lighting and this beautiful metallic tone, a little bit more glamorous mirror, but then we have really classic finishes like the marble countertop. So all in all, you have a really elegant, glamorous room, but again, it's very special. For a space of this size, we opted for a medium-sized mirror. My rule is to use a sconce above the mirror if the vanity is 30 inches or smaller. Many of us have a room in our house that's pretty petite, like this one is, but it can be super functional. In this case, this is a mom of two, and she wanted her own space that was kind of a quiet getaway. She wanted it to be very feminine to kind of set the tone that it's just hers, that she could kind of curl up on the couch, read a book, and get away. We used very simple pieces, and they were very intentionally chosen for things that she loved in very soft tones. We used her aunt's desk, that's a family heirloom, and then with a more modern, kind of fun chair, she chose a favorite textile. We recovered it and really set the tone for the entire space. In this room, we did want to add a little bit of extra function to make the most of it. And this is actually a sleeper sofa. So you have a bit of an overflow guest room. For a smaller room and even a larger room, the formula I use for choosing a sofa size is the sofa should not occupy the entire length of a wall, and you should have approximately 24 inches on each side for foot traffic or a side table. A large sofa in a small space will trick the eye into shrinking the space. And just because a space may be small, you don't have to sacrifice style. If there's one thing I've learned, small can always be chic. With that in mind, anything is possible. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time on Design Science.